girl, they frowned. The kitchen is your place, they said. They said, have kids, take care of them, that's enough. I was raised to be a fierce, independent and a passionate individual. And so imagine the out-of-body moment I had when these lines were directed at me. Hi, my name is Supriya Donthi. 10 years back, I was a regular 23-year-old from a middle-class family, hardworking, great at studies, worked a 30,000 a month job that made my parents proud. Today, I run a successful D2C brand. We have served over 100,000 customers, have a growing community, a beautiful flagship store at Bangalore, and last year we clocked a revenue of 5.5 CR. From a simple middle-class girl to a successful D2C founder, this is my story. A story where, my dreams became my knight in shining armor and saved me from not just one, but multiple battles. Even as a child, I remember an 8-year-old me thinking, I want to grow up and do something big and show what just a girl can do. I studied well. I was a good student, ambitious but naive. After my master's, I landed a job that I truly loved. I worked crazy hours. Even on weekends, I gave it my all. And it gave me a chance to travel, learn and grow. It felt perfect, except one thing. The founder of the company. I faced a posh incident and he was the perpetrator. I was 23, what could I do? I chose me and I walked away from a job that I loved. This bold decision got me two things, a mentor and a book, The 4-Hour Workweek. This book not just inspired me, but it also gave my dreams a blueprint. So I always knew I wanted to do something on my own, but what? I came across this idea of preserved botanical jewelry. This was a big thing in the West, but a wild concept that nobody knew in India. So real flowers, leaves and seeds preserved carefully and turned into timeless wearable keepsakes. This inspired me so much and I fell in love with it immediately. As I dug deeper, I realized that nobody in India was selling them. It was a sign. So I took it upon myself to do research, and after multiple trials, I had my first set of 10 pieces ready. This was in May 2016. That's when Leafy Affair was born. Business, I knew nothing about business. Not branding, not accounting, not marketing. I knew two things, that selling price minus cost price equals profit, and that I had an unusual product that people liked. I bootstrapped, so initially for a few years, no salary. I sold at flea markets, which is a very labor-intense activity. I carried the weights, I spoke to all the visitors, I got them to try, I sold the products, and I did it all with a smile. I hired a team to build my first website. It crashed in the last minute. I cried for 2 days. I failed, but I learned. The first 4 years were slow, filled with a lot of effort, self-doubt, but also belief. Then came my life's biggest chapter, marriage. It started rosy, but soon the thorns began to show. I was just not married to a man, but I was married into expectations. To them, I was a maid, a cook, but not an entrepreneur. They belittled me. For them, my business was just a hobby. Eventually, they asked me to shut it down. And right then, a miracle happened. I was selected for a startup program at the prestigious IIMB that was backed by Kotak CSR. Out of thousands of applications, they selected 200 women and I was one of them. I still had to ask for permission, but I got in. While nobody around me believed in me, a great institution like IIMB and a powerful financial institution like Kotak believed in me. And I was an audacious dreamer, and these institutions saw that in me, and I'm forever grateful. This program gave me all that I needed. It gave me the mentorship, coaching, community, grants, and hope. Meanwhile, my marriage got toxic and abusive. One day, with all the elders gathered, I heard them say, "If we hire a cook, what's the use of a daughter-in-law? Leave the business. Kitchen is your place. Business is a man's tension. You don't need it." It was surreal. I didn't say anything. And again, I chose me. So, September 2021, I walked out of that marriage. And I worked on my business like my life depended on it. Exactly a year later, September 2022, I was at the Sony studio pitching my business for Shark Tank India Season 2. From silence to spotlight, from being dismissed to the kitchen to being celebrated on national television. This changed everything. It got me a lot of love, recognition, and momentum. I held on to it and built Leafy Affair harder than ever. We grew from a 25,000 seed capital to a 5.5 crore business, from flea markets to a flagship store, from a solo hustler to a team that believes. And yes, life came a full circle. I now don't just run a business that I love, but I'm also happily married to a man who holds space for my dreams and brings me joy every day. I had nothing but one idea: to bring nature closer to people, one fire that refused to die no matter the storms. And I'm still that middle-class girl, still learning, still dreaming. But if there's one thing that my journey has taught me, it's this: your story doesn't end at a posh incident. Your story doesn't end with a divorce. It doesn't end at all unless you let it. So here's what I'll leave you with. You are allowed to begin again. You're allowed to walk away from something that breaks you. You're allowed to dream a version of life that nobody can see yet. Just remember, fairy tales don't need castles. It just needs courage. Thank you.